The El Clasico was the first one I've seen in many years where neither coach wanted to lose.
Yeah.
He says Guendouzi and Tielemans. Oh, Tielemans overrated.
I'm a big Tielemans man. Yeah. Can you say that?
Right.
You can move the top half, you just keep your bottom half.
So that and more coming up in the next few minutes as myself and Paddy go through your questions because it's Friday and we're having a Q&A. I will start. I didn't even give you a proper intro, sorry.
I think everyone, I think
say hello.
Some people would know who I am.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Excellent. Right, Vibav Kabur, first off. Do you think Minamino will break into the Liverpool first team by next season? Where should Liverpool strengthen the squad?
Does that mean from now until the end of the season? Is that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. By next season, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think he'll definitely get some game time. He's ready-made. He's been playing Champions League football. Austrian League, of course, we know is not anywhere near as strong as the Premier League, but I think he's been brought in as a player who will challenge for a position immediately, maybe still be a second tier to some of the big-name players, but I think it says a lot about maybe where we see Shaqiri in the future with Liverpool, that this is probably a signing that replaces him as potentially first choice, next choice, if that makes sense. But I think he's definitely one for the future, but he'll get his opportunity soon.
I think they've got 2 front threes now. It's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Salah, Mane, Firmino, and then behind them is Origi, Shaqiri, and Minamino.
It's not bad. Even the second string.
Yeah, even the second. Most Premier League teams would take that second string.
Jump at it, yeah. So,
and they've got 3 fronts, 3 cups to go into.
Yeah.
So
he will get some time for sure. So from Gregan Lewin for Matt, at what age do you think Messi and Ronaldo will retire? Hashtag hopefully and hashtag first time getting featured.
We need to work on the hashtagging a bit. When will they retire? Messi spoke about it in a press conference recently, saying in the next few years. So Ronaldo's going to be 35 in February.
You give him one more year.
I see Ronaldo as firstly. I see Ronaldo as being fitter than Messi heading into their late 30s, and I also see Ronaldo's pride getting the better of him, and he can't stop until he gets the next Ballon d'Or.
He'll probably want to end up in MLS the last season. Stateside. So he's probably got, would you say 2 years? 2 to 3?
Ooh, yeah, 2 to 3 years. And Messi probably the same, which would leave Ronaldo at 38, maybe, and Messi at 36.
Messi 1 to 2. I could see him going a bit earlier. Yep. But he's probably just had enough.
His current contract runs out 18 months' time.
I also don't see him playing anywhere else. I think
2021.
He'll finish at Barcelona.
Okay, we're agreed with that. And then Ronaldo will go one more.
Exactly. He'll have his swan song in the
MLS. Yeah, I think so. Next up, Mazeman987 has said, who will progress to the quarterfinals of the Champions League?
Okay.
So I'm going to read out the ties and just give us an answer. Dortmund, PSG.
As much as it pains me, I think PSG will get through.
Real
Depends, actually, if Neymar attends his sister's birthday or he actually plays in the game. So,
I'm still
that
saying
could be
PSG.
the swing decision.
Real Madrid, City.
I think Real Madrid will. Yeah.
Atalanta, Valencia. The fact that one of them is going to be in the quarterfinals is outrageous.
Right? Especially after you mentioned the first 2 ties, and then that one.
Atleti, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Chelsea, Bayern.
But that will be a crack at that.
Yeah, that will be, yeah.
Chelsea, Bayern, I think Chelsea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just think Bayern are struggling. I mean, even, this week against Freiburg, they did an 18-year-old kid off the bench
in the last
on
minute.
debut to score. They're flying through on the seat of their pants too much for me these days, and I think they'll struggle in that one.
Okay, Lyon, Juve. Yeah, ooh, especially with Depay out for the rest of the season. That's like the main attacker. Spurs, Leipzig. Oh, okay.
Yeah, my brother and you obviously disagree.
Napoli, Barcelona, I think.
I think Barcelona. Yep.
All right.
Okay, from Manal Bawal, which team is most likely to sign 3 names? First, Kai Havertz.
Is this like not in January, just overall where they move?
The next team.
Havertz. Ooh, I'm gonna say Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I think unfortunately you're right. Jadon Sancho.
This is a tough one. For some reason, the Chelsea idea is creeping up on me more and more. The more I think about it.
So he's going to Liverpool.
Yeah. The more I think about it, the more it would make sense. But I think in terms of the money-wise, it has to be Man United.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. They're the only ones who are going to pay. If money gets stupid, everyone else drops out, and United stay there like, yeah, all right.
He is a player worth spending a lot of money on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And Haaland, Erling Haaland.
I think Leipzig.
Yep, would agree with that too.
Leipzig. Right, next up, Bear Gas Dog. We've had this before. This great name. Do you think the experience the Liverpool youngsters got against Aston Villa was positive or negative?
I mean, I think it's great when youngsters play senior football. I think they probably, and I'm sure the coaches would have prepared the players for the realistic expectations.
Yeah, okay, that's
against, seasoned veterans of the Premier League and good leagues around Europe as well. I don't think they're going to be, losing a ton of confidence because of that one result. I think it's good for them to get a taste and see how things are. These are the best players that Liverpool has outside of that main squad. They've probably been beating up teams in junior level for years.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think it's good to get that balance, but also get that taste of senior football.
Yeah. I couldn't actually agree more. I honestly think it would have been a good experience.
Yeah, thanks. From Smiley Jokubas, what's your opinion on big games being boring and not such big games being awesome and enjoyable? We've had similar questions to this, so shoot.
Yeah, there's been loads, especially after El Clasico as well, disappointing. I think in terms of the big games being exciting and the not so big games being more exciting, it's kind of as and when. If a big game is really exciting, you'd be like, oh, I expected that. And if a small game isn't, you don't really take any notice of it.
That's a fair point.
So, if there's a really small game that's like 1-0, you'd be like, well, that's what I expected.
I also think that I've been left disappointed by some of the more Premier League clashes of recent years as well. Because I think there's just, the teams are more worried about not losing than winning in some cases.
I see that quite a lot, and I feel like there's the expectations and almost the necessity, especially, certainly within the Premier League, for money reasons, especially to finish in top 4 and top 6.
And one result really can be the end of the year as a coach as well.
Especially as a coach, it kind of is a lot more pressure. As I said, I thought, not to go on too much, the El Clasico was the first one I've seen in many years when neither coach wanted to lose. Yeah, there you go. Because of what it would mean to Valverde and Zidane's position.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, and that probably.
I think so. Point. Yeah.
You're up.
Barry John Russo has said, "What players do you think are overrated, even if it's just slightly so?" He says Guendouzi and Tielemans. Tielemans overrated.
I'm a big Tielemans man. Can you say that? Now we'll just have to beat two of them out. I would say that I like both of those players.
Yeah, me too.
Probably overrated. It's a tough one. It's hard putting players in this box, particularly as us being nice and comfortable in our little chairs here and playing zero professional football and not being aware of the real-time pressures of that sort of occupation. But I would say someone in the last couple of seasons that I think probably doesn't justify the reputation he still has is probably Manuel Neuer. I think the injuries that he has had have probably seen his ability wane to an extent. He's still the Germany #1, which Mark ter Stegen for any other team or every other country in the world would be #1, I would say. And Löw at least still considers Neuer his #1. I don't see Neuer at the same star quality that he once was, but I think he's regarded by a lot of people as being so.
Funnily enough, I'm going for the English goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford.
Yeah.
I think he had penalty saves in the tournament and he pulls off a great save now and then, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Fair enough.
England's #1 is quite overrated.
It's a tough one though. I mean, it's, again, pretty easy for us to throw stones from our nice comfy chairs.
Yeah, exactly.
But tough one. Onto a related question from Somya Tanwa. Is Ligt a little overrated? Not saying he's a bad player. He has not been performing well for Juve. Can he get back on form?
I think I have a problem with rating players under a certain age.
Also within literally a few months of still being at his new club in a new... And that is one hefty price tag. I think you have to set across... If in 3 years, when this, so his contract has, after 3 years, the release clause comes into effect. So then, if Barca, Real Madrid, or everyone to sign him, they can. If after a certain amount of time you think, wow, 75 million for 3 years of poor performances, yes. But after 4 months of... Yeah, no, you can't call it. I think, to be honest, you can call it earlier than 3 years. I think if we're...
earlier.
If we're probably sitting here...
In a year's time, 18 months.
In a year's time, and he really hasn't, pushed forward, you could say, you can start to question this deal, by all means. But, he's still a kid. He's been a big fish in a small pond in the Netherlands. He's now in one of the most tactical, leagues in the world. Playing with some big-name players. it's natural that he's going to take some time to find his feet. He's not Superman, he's just a kid in the end who can play really good football. But
that's it. And like you're also then forgetting that like strikers are also very good players as well. Like he's stepped up to a level, no offense to the rest of the Eredivisie, where some of the Italian strikers in Serie A are incredible.
Fantastic.
I mean,
exactly. So give it some time, maybe. And I do hope that he lives up to the billing.
Me too.
Yeah, he would be fantastic.
Seems like a great bloke. Suryanshu Garlot said, "What happened to Hazard?" Talking of potential overrating, I'm not going to say. Why is he struggling in Real Madrid?
Yeah, I mean, he was amazing at Chelsea, so I would say we've still got a while on Hazard as well. But I think it's clear that he didn't turn up in the best shape at Real Madrid, and I think that put him immediately behind the 8 ball. And I think that he's really struggled to pick up some momentum since then. I think there's been definitely some better signs before he was injured. But now, unfortunately, he's out until the new year at least. And we won't, he starts again from behind the 8 ball, and that's what happens when you. Who knows if this injury could have been avoided if he was in better shape and wasn't playing
in the first place.
At the start of the season. I mean, I'm sure that Hazard will come good, but I think he just could have really, probably done a few things himself to really sort of justify that price tag in the early days.
I think that, and I'm going to place a little bit of, maybe not blame, but on the rest of the goings on at Real Madrid.
No doubt has to be
the team isn't consistent. He's 100%. Playing with players sometimes who might leave. There was a talk of Zidane leaving, so it's not the easiest position.
Totally agreed. So from Abst48, do you think a fullback will win an individual award like the Ballon d'Or or the Player of the Year in the next 5 to 10 years? And if yes, then who? His bet is on Trent Alexander-Arnold or Andy Robertson. Must be a Liverpool fan.
I mean, must be a Liverpool fan, although those two would be my bet if you were to make a fullback award. Oh, fullback's going to win an award. Yeah, Kimmich as well. I mean, it's so difficult. The reason that especially there are certain times where I think judging a player on a position is super difficult, especially when you go forward and you can have like forward of the year, is it Mo Salah or is he a midfielder?
And it's also Hazard to really classify those things in a statistical way as well.
That's the problem.
Messi has X goals and X assists. We don't really put those broad KPIs on defenders.
And if you did, then a striker would always be better. Because if you said Andy Robertson scored 7 goals, got 9 assists, if you're going by goals and assists, then an attacker's always going to win. And if you're going by tackles, it'd be a bit harsh to.
That's more to my point. I think looking at the key defending KPIs, they're just not as glamorous as having. But
that's the truth.
Didn't score 40 goals this year, did he? So I think that's always going to colour the argument.
Imagine if they did.
It would be good.
If they were like the Ballon d'Or goes to the man with the most goal line clearances and like PK wins it.
Intercepting.
Something really bizarre.
So
it's a good shout.
No? It is. Are we saying no?
I can't see it happening.
Yeah, I tend to agree, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
I'm up again from Callum Music. How will Arteta do as Arsenal manager in the short term and the long term?
I think in the short term he might struggle. And this is the downside.
So you're taking the anti Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The complete
anti. I think with Arteta, much like with Guardiola, from who he's learned from and how he's seen Guardiola develop in the last few years at Manchester City, they'll bring in Arteta for a long-term plan.
They should, of course.
Provided they don't just, like with a lot of other coaches, bring him in for 3 months and say things are going pretty crap, I'm going to get rid of you. You bring Arteta in, Arteta's going to learn on the job. Arteta's first job as a manager. He's going to gain experience. He's going to make mistakes. The same with Frank Lampard. You can't really judge him probably on the rest of the season or even next season. If you allow him to build that culture, which I think that Arteta especially has that sort of capability to do.
He's got the best of both worlds, right? He understands Arsenal from inside out, and he's bringing with him the Guardiola
exceptional knowledge. I think if they allow him to sort of make Arsenal into his Arsenal, he could improve as a coach, he could improve the team. I think just sort of giving him to the end of the season, and if they finish outside of the top 6 and saying, fire him, you're going to be stuck on the merry-go-round forever, on the managerial merry-go-round. So, SS Gaming, one for you, Paddy. Who do you take out of Real Madrid's Valverde and Rodrigo, or Barcelona's Frankie de Jong and Ansu Fati?
I would take anything with Frankie de Jong in there, to be honest. As good as I like Valverde's emergence has been fantastic. One of the main positives that Real Madrid have had this season. I think de Jong's an exceptional player. Even the role that he played in that Suarez goal a few weeks ago, you could really sort of see his quality. I mean, that's a central midfielder playing. I thought it was Rakitic for half the ball. And I think de Jong's a fantastic player.
He's phenomenal.
The other guys, they look like they're going to be fantastic players. Valverde, Rodrigo, and Ansu Fati. But I think de Jong's the real deal. Yeah, and he's the only one in that group that is. Yeah.
I think I'd take de Jong and Rodrigo. Go for a mix.
Question.
I'd just go for a mix. But yeah, unbelievable.
Okay, the last one, which of course we should then now say, if you do want to ask any questions for our Q&A, our
community post on a Wednesday night.
So this is the last one before Christmas.
We do have a Christmas special coming up on Christmas Day.
So keep an eye out for the next community post.
It will be on New Year's Day.
There you go.
It shall be
on New Year's Day. So please take a look there, and that's how you can contribute to the first Q&A of the new
2020.
year.
Will kick off the next decade.
The new decade, exactly.
And subscribe while we're at it.
Yeah, do that too.
Because we do have, alongside the Q&A Christmas special, loads of other Christmas content coming up and loads of other stuff over the next few weeks.
It's transfer window soon.
It's transfer window soon as well. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. You can get involved.
Yep.
Hit us with the last question.
The last question from Cosmin Dumitru. Home Alone question, Christmas themed, perfect. Which are the best Kevins of football?
The best Kevins of football?
Who can you name?
God. I mean,
Kevin Nolan.
Kevin Nolan was good back in the day.
It's an unfashionable pick, though, isn't it?
An unfashionable pick is Kevin Pressman. Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
The goalkeeper.
I mean, clearly the best one is Kevin Prince Boateng.
Kevin Prince Boateng is up there.
Kevin Strootman.
Oh, Strootman's good. Yeah, you got a Grosskreutz kind of.
Kevin Grosskreutz.
Yeah.
Entertaining. Yeah. Once threw a kebab into a crowd.
Actually.
Yeah. Check it out. Wikipedia it. Kevin Campbell.
Oh yeah, Kevin Campbell. There was someone else as well that I was trying to remember earlier. I think, Kevin Keegan.
Oh, well. That's
purely
pretty handy.
For that rant.
Handy,
I will love it if we beat them.
He was also a fairly decent player.
Yeah, there's that too. I mean, just...
I'm going to take Kevin Prince Boateng, simply on the virtue of that dance when he was in the Serie A and I think it was Milan. Yeah, one trophy in 1 year.
Yeah.
I just remember the dance and that was incredible. I would go with Kevin Prince Boateng. You sound like you're going.
I'm going Kevin Keegan.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
What a great guy.
But that's it then.
That is all. That is all from our Q&A today. As we said, make sure you look out for all the other content that we've got coming up over Christmas, including the Q&A special. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your favourite Kevin too. But until next time.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, and if you don't practice it, Happy Holidays.
Absolutely.
We'll see you guys on the flip side.
See ya.
So De Bruyne, not your favourite Kevin.
Oh, De Bruyne! Are you still recording? Oh, what a bunch of idiots. Yeah.